back, we can only really see. So you're not seeing.
You can get my left hand.
Yes. So do a little of that. Until...
Choose which side of the table you want.
No, we should be able to get both sides of the table. As long as you don't sit back in your chair like that.
I know a way to fix that. I just take the table and push it all the way against the wall as far as it will go.
So yeah.
Then someone can't lean out of the way.
That is, well, I think a little better than last time. Okay.
We don't have the pretzels to achieve.
Well, we have plenty of tasty snacks to make people hungry. That's.
Nope, those aren't pretzels.
Nope.
My wife says just zoom in on Kevin all the time, right? sorry, Laurel, no. That's not going to happen. Oh, here's Kevin's.
Okay, I mean.
All right. So.
We should get some dice.
Yes.
There's dice.
Probably a good idea.
Sooner or later, I might need gold.
Yes.
I don't see us doing any fighting anytime soon, unfortunately.
Hopefully not.
Roll for initiative. No.
I'll trade a fate points with you.
How many you got?
5.
I do have 9. Yes.
Okay. Then I feel successful. I've challenged the group.
No, I had a great time. I was fighting for my life. I was on the edge of my chair. It was wonderful.
Yeah, good.
I had to do a lot of strategic thinking in order to get an edge on this guy.
Absolutely. And you succeeded, and he is dead now. Very, very dead. So. Here.
And there's a trident floating out in deep space trying to figure out what it should do now.
Yeah, that...
It wasn't on Triton because I went back there and it was gone.
No, you went back looking for it?
Yeah. It started moving, and I really wasn't going to try flying around in space in an underwater suit. You know,
Not recommended.
No.
my journey
Well,
to Triton was meant to be a few seconds.
Well outside the design parameters.
Absolutely. You'll just have to start tinkering with the suit now that you found out that Jack might suddenly be in deep space while wearing it. I don't know how much more improvement you can do on it, but... all right.
Give me time.
I need to...
It's easier with his. He's got the might where it doesn't matter whether it's flexible.
That is true.
Oh, there's actually a very easy way to do this. You just got the copy Iron Man. In his underwater suit, he has an inner and outer suit. You just make an outer suit.
Do not reverse the suits.
That's... Yeah. Oh, I found one of my pencils. It was
Hey!
in the folder.
Hiding.
Hiding. Right. Now if I can just figure out what I did with my giant eraser. I have erasers, don't worry about it, but they're all the small.
You used it to get rid of the giant?
Possibly. I erased a giant.
Oh, presumably it's been long enough since combat stress has gone away.
Yes.
But on the other hand, not the stress on my suit.
No, the stress on your suit does not magically heal itself.
You didn't have any
There's some
stress.
more tinkering you can do.
No.
I thought I repaired one, right?
My suit took the hit, but it couldn't protect me from the electricity. I filled my toolbox. I'm not saying it was serious. I just
Yeah, he got
wanted to
hit
check
by the
whether it
trident.
was-
I believe you repaired his suit and took some damage off mine.
Okay. In any case, I'm probably not going to be good at whatever it is Simon is doing, so I probably have time to fix the suit. It'll be good to keep my hands occupied and
not
away
walk out
from
the
Simon.
portholes.
It's still the 13th of January, 1924.
It
Yeah.
is, as a matter
It's
of fact.
changed.
Okay, just checking.
Well, I know. We gotta send Annie down down the hole, because she doesn't have anything mystery space to get blown up.
Yes, I'm sure that's a great idea. Please do that. Have her fight the giant creature. Or the remnant of the giant creature, I guess.
That she can't affect.
Yes. What a great idea.
So there's a remnant of a great creature there. We're just gonna let it sit there.
That's not been anyone's suggestion, except Annie's. It has been no player's suggestion.
Is
The-
is the last piece we haven't gotten to buried in the
Rubble?
rubble then?
Yes, we didn't see
Well-
it, and it was in the area of the explosion. And evidently it can survive the explosion, and half a ton of rock, and whatever else. Doesn't seem reasonable to me, but
Well, then we don't have a choice. We gotta go blast it out of there.
we could just dig it out.
Yeah.
We have a digging machine that's meant to make circles.
But it would be relatively easy to adapt it to just dig down to a particular point.
No, we just make a very small circle.
Yes, of course. And
The
keep
circumference of the circle is the size of the machine, and then it goes out and out.
It's like a
Just
little-
have to figure out where it is.
You need somebody with more mysteries than me. You could have the dead guy go down and look.
They enjoyed that so much.
I
last time.
will check with him if he can handle going part way down into the rubble now that there are no now that nothing active is going on in the area. Yeah, we still have that nasty upwelling of whatever, but he might be able to.
Whose suit still has damage?
I believe I have a.
Okay. Well,
If
they
you
are
repaired
doing
mine
this.
already, I'll cross off.
I repaired someone's,
Yeah.
but I didn't
you
keep
repaired
record
edges.
because
You repaired
it
edges.
wasn't mine.
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
fully repaired.
Oh, okay.
And you're both repaired.
Then there's no problems.
Okay, good.
Simon,
Yes, there is a problem.
what was that? Just not with suits, I'm guessing.
Annie doesn't have anything to do with
Oh,
Dangerous when
so
bored.
what?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that as not my problem for the moment.
So it's a problem. It's just not your problem.
Simon, do you have any better idea for finding the last piece of this critter than seeing if I can talk my spirit guide into finding it somewhere in the middle of the
He's a
rubble?
companion. He does what you tell him to do.
I know, but I don't want to get him too annoyed.
You don't want to get him killed?
It's
If he got sufficiently
his
irritated
character
at me,
feature.
there would.
a mysteries attack on him could actually send him to the afterlife eventually. He'd probably come back next adventure, but
Then
he'd
They
be
get
unhappy
s-
about it, I'm
They get
sure.
incredibly pissy when that happens.
he's already dead, okay?
it. No, he's only mostly dead.
He's dead. There's no
Unfortunately, we can't
life
get to his
to
pockets
him.
to go for
There's
change.
Existence.
Yeah, well,
existence, yes, but-
he physically died quite a number of years ago. I don't know what he had in his pockets at the time, but if there was anything interesting, it was probably some very dodgy German treasure hunters that went through them.
Well, it's not up to me to decide what you guys are doing, so talk it out amongst
No.
yourself, I guess.
I am making suggestions and just getting ignored. So letting that work.
I'm sure everyone in your group pays attention to every single one of your suggestions.
In my group, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta find this bit of critter.
Mm-hmm.
We either dig for it. We could send the spirit companion for it.
He can't pull it up. He's gonna be
No, but he can locate
No,
it.
but he could locate it.
precisely.
Yeah, I mean, he can
And
do
he
physical,
can
but he
work.
cannot do shift tons of rubble.
Yeah.
I
Digging for
could
it.
turn it invisible, but
Well,
that's
that's not.
really
That would not be
invisible.
helpful.
That's the opposite of helpful.
Well, an invisible spot in the middle of the rock. Look for the hole.
Almost certainly
Yeah.
not the most efficient way to find it.
No.
Or we divine for it so it's a case of knowing where to start digging.
well.
We're gonna have to dig.
Simon is making a circle, so he's out of the picture.
Hello, Shayna.
So it's really up to the only other people who have mysteries.
Okay.
And it's Jack who has it at wonderful fair.
I've got it at great, which is definitely better.
And you have a
Okay.
companion.
I have it at mediocre because you're not allowed to bring it lower.
Yeah, you can. You always use a fate point.
No, no,
I
as
did.
on your pyramid.
On your
Yeah.
pyramid.
And I actually would allow you to do that. I would.
Okay.
Does he get to move one up
It
then?
would be in character
compensation?
for Annie to have mysteries at 4.
I already you spent a fate point in order to get an was it an awful result? I believe on
Abysmal.
mysteries.
Oh, abysmal.
Abysmal.
Yes, that's the lowest you can go. Jack did that in the weapons roll.
Actually, wasn't it abysmal -1?
No.
I
No, you're
thought I
on-
had rolled
Yes,
a
he rolled
-3.
-3 and
then
used a
used
fate point to bring it down 2.
It was abysmal -1.
Abysmal -1. That's absolutely correct.
Okay.
Okay.
In theory, the lowest you could go in that case would be abysmal -2.
Yes.
The old abysmal once on a weapons check
How does
with explosives.
the depth of this hole
It wasn't lit, thank
measure
God.
against, or the likely location of the critter bit measure up against the crush depth of the suits?
The suits can go deeper.
The suits can go all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So we don't have any.
Then I'm gonna shed my rings,
Uh-huh. Ah.
don my suit, and go down and find the damn thing.
You
So
have to
why
get
do you
through
have
the.
to take the rings off?
So
They're
they don't
mystical.
get destroyed.
How are you going to get through solid tons of rubble?
Yeah.
Harsh language?
Pretty much.
I don't
That's
think so.
about what we're
Okay.
accomplishing here.
Digging tool, but we kind of
I can take the digging tool down.
Yeah. But you see, you're talking about an area that's...
Not having any
what,
better
100 yards in
suggestions.
diameter?
Edgy is going to retreat to his cabin and have a little conversation with his spirit.
Okay.
The most logical decision is to have the
I'm
person...
not sure what you're rolling for, but
solid body to look for.
Probably mysteries. There's no point no point trying to use rapport on someone I'm connecting with psychically. I don't think.
I mean, you
No,
just
you
have to have a quiet moment to
Right.
summon him.
Yeah.
And you don't even need that with your new stunt.
Um,
He has an improved
Yeah.
ability to summon.
Okay.
I can pull it up for you.
No, that's
Ah.
fine.
That's fine.
I know what I'm rolling for, and it's premature. When my spirit companion does something by himself, I'm rolling mysteries to see how well he does.
But you haven't sent
I
him to
haven't-
do it yet.
I know. That's why I said premature.
Premature.
I just
Okay.
figured out where my head was at.
Now-
Anyway.
If Annie could come up with an improvement on something that would be a technological, make somebody intangible.
So they
She's
can
out
like
of
phase
gadgets.
through the rubble or something. That's an
Mhm.
interesting thought.
She's out of gadgets. He's out of gadgets. you're out of artifacts, so I don't see that as an option. It's a good idea,
Okay.
but no one has to stop available.
Okay.
So, you
You
want
could
to
take
clear
Mandy
the
back to
rubble.
Cloud9.
Is that the problem? You guys want to clear the rubble? because
Well,
you-
ideally, we don't
as
want
far as
to
you know,
clear
the
any
thing
more
is
than
embedded in that
have
rubble.
to.
I would like to clear some of the rubble rather than all of the rubble.
But you don't
I
know where
can-
to start.
I can clear all of the rubble, but
Yes.
knowing where to clear would be
Mhm.
better. On the other hand, I might as well start up the machine to make a nice passage that I can then dig down through. I'll start setting up the machine to dig down.
Okay.
So,
You've already got your circle.
The thing is, I can dig
summoning,
just as well as a
summoning
machine
my
can.
spirit.
All right, he's there.
And,
But, you know, I'd be
So
like,
I
this
look
is a
at how
very
we
treasure
do
with no
it.
map.
I know the
Yeah,
animations
torn to
are,
pieces.
coming out of that deep hole are really uncomfortable. I've been partway down it myself, and maybe having a physical body protects me some. But there seems to be one more piece of that stupid but very tough monster embedded in the rubble. Do you think you could manage going partway through the rubble plug to locate where that piece of critter is?
How deep is the rubble plug?
Do we know that?
Annie gives them her
I
estimate.
I can just use a watch and.
Are you actually talking to the column of dust?
No,
and
I'm
waste?
in my
Okay.
quarters. I'll just call Annie and say, hey
On
Annie,
your
about
radio
how deep
watch, yes.
exactly about how deep is that plug of rubble?
Such and such deep,
Mm-hmm.
give or take 5%.
Yeah, I think 80 feet was the
Okay.
Okay.
recent estimate from the people who teleported down below that plug to get one of the pieces.
So,
So-
80 feet, give or take about 4.
Yep.
That's our best estimate.
That shouldn't be a problem. I believe the deeper you go, the worse it is.
Well, if
So-
you are willing to go through the rubble and have a go at finding that
Sure.
blob, go to. Good luck.
Okay. Now make your
Yes.
mysteries roll.
I can't use the one I rolled before.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh well. I am not likely to do as well.
You did not.
In fact,
Wow.
I can't do any worse. Trouble likes me. Well,
That's an improvement.
definitely an improvement. It's a swing of 5. Knowledge is power. Taking it up to Epic. In the hopes that
Do you wish to have it spend a little extra time?
I don't know what the base time for this would likely be.
Um,
I cannot talk about that.
But look at it this way. It's very unlikely it's going to get attacked with solid rubble because
That's
something would
true.
have to know where it was.
Sure. I'm just
Not to
I-
mention
I-
being able to move in solid rubble.
I generally want to know what the base time is before I say, sure, let's take extra time.
I have a time
Perfectly
chart in here. I
reasonable.
swear I do. There it is.
That's 1 week. So,
Okay. So,
Searching a cylinder of about, what was it, 100-foot radius, 80-foot depth? Wasn't it like 100-foot radius
diameter
or diameter?
Okay.
Okay.
and 80-foot depth. Yes.
Well, much better than this diameter.
Yeah, that's only a quarter of the volume. It's still a lot of rubble.
Yeah, it was just big enough so that the submarine, if it had wanted to, could maneuver down into it. As a matter of fact, since the submarine is about 75 feet long. So I would say the base time is 30 minutes for something that large,
Okay, I'm
picking through it.
going to stick with Epic then, since
Well,
One time increment is an hour.
okay,
yes, you get plus
Sure.
1 for an hour and plus 2 for 4 hours.
sure. An hour I can deal with. Have him spend an hour on it and up the legendary. And the purple ones are great. The black ones are licorice. Does anyone like either of those flavors of jelly beans?
I do.
They're both acceptable.
Get me a little dish to pour in this.
I think it was the Rolling Stones had a clause in their contract
Oh yes,
where there had to be a bowl of
Jelly
M&Ms.
beans or M&Ms.
Bowl of
Yeah,
M&Ms
M&Ms
with
of-
no brown ones.
Yes, that's it.
It was a canary trap to see if anybody had read the contract closely.
Mm-hmm.
It was buried deep in the contract, and if somebody didn't find that, what else had they overlooked?
So he comes back and says, "Yeah, it's pretty much dead center."
It would be. Are you-
Well, that does mean that you only have
Have
to
to
dig
go
down
half.
40 feet.
that does help. I call Annie again and say, I have information to the effect that it is in the middle of the plug to a good approximation. I
Okay.
would suggest you start in the middle rather than near one of the edges and see if I'm
So
right.
we will put a hole in the middle.
It's gonna have to be big enough for a person to get through. Actually, I wouldn't.
Just a significant quantity of thermite.
If you make a hole just this big,
It'll be bigger than that because the machine is bigger than that.
the dead guys physically go down there and grab it and go.
It'll be bigger than that because the machine is bigger than that.
And the first physical one's free.
Mm-hmm. Now I will call on him for further help if it seems needed, but
I will check that I've got it in the precise center.
Well, that's nice.
I thought you would like that.
Interestingly, he was not using surveyor's tools.
I
still
or
starting.
something like it. No, I wouldn't use surveyor's tools. I'd probably just use some chain or something.
Starting in the exact center may be wasted effort, but at least it won't be
It's
counterproductive.
engineering.
Okay.
And I'll just wait for it.
It grinds and it grinds and it grinds and it grinds. It's descending slowly.
It wasn't meant to do a lot of depth at a time.
No.
About how long does it take it to go down 1 foot? Just out of curiosity.
About 15 minutes per foot.
Okay, turn this thing off. I'm digging.
Yeah, 15 minutes per foot is an hour for 10 feet is 10 hours. That
Yep.
would
Nope.
take rather a while.
Nope. Get on that way. I'm getting I have my shovel.
Okay, I will take the machine out of the way. He now has at least an idea where the center is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it back to the submarine.
And Edgy is going to keep watch as Jack
Jack
digs.
digs.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I can,
I live +1.
if you think it'd be useful to have me close on hand, I can go.
You
Put my
have the best
suit
chance
on
of
and go back
noticing
out.
it.
Do not
Okay.
do this.
What is the chances of Jack taking a shovel full of stuff and going like this with it, and it including the thing?
Greater than 0. Good point.
Well, when I get down to about 38 feet, I'm gonna slow down.
Nonetheless, I will claim Edgy as having thought of that himself, because Simon is too busy to talk to anybody right now. And
So,
put my suit back on and go out while Jack is digging.
so you are getting about a foot every quarter second in a circle large enough for you to keep digging. And, you know,
4 feet per second. That's a better clip.
yeah. So
One downside is it'll be
about
generating
15
a lot
seconds
of
later,
mud.
you're at your 38 foot mark.
So now I
Ready to
start
slow-
slowing down.
Yeah.
I will silently tell my spirit companion, keep watch for the thing floating free in you know all the mud and small debris.
And then a few seconds later, you spot it. It's sort of wedged in with the rubble that you just uncovered.
So it's floating.
No, it's wedged in the
you can
rubble.
see like the top of it
Okay.
sticking out.
In the mud rock.
Go around, pry the big piece out,
Okay.
start breaking it off with a
Did you
shovel.
Ah,
So I get this, whatever it is.
It's a blob. It's about that big,
Okay.
and yeah, it's very blobby. It's I mean, it's transparent.
I have my ring on.
it is really
Okay. Make an attack.
Well, that could have been better. Could have been a lot better.
Okay.
Its ability to dodge is probably not great.
that's the point. It certainly isn't going to try anything clever.
Uninspiring.
It not having any bones
That
in
is
its
good
body
enough.
is
You
not
have
the
destroyed
only
it.
reason it doesn't
Well,
have a
actually, I
clever
should
bone
make this
in
roll.
its body.
Yeah, that was good enough. You have destroyed the last piece.
Yay.
I will swim out. Start pushing rubble back into the hole.
Okay.
They say they're done.
Um,
I'm gonna make sure that none of the rubble went in his hole.
Oh, I'm
Sweep around the
Okay,
other hole.
sure.
Hello.
The
Because
trench
he was
that,
very
the-
specific about what he
He
needed.
was very particular, yeah.
yeah.
The ball, huh? Yeah.
And while you don't understand what Simon does,
I
you have-
understand it's
right. When he's very particular about something in terms you can understand, it's useful to give him what he wants.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. Good deal, Chief. Very quiet.
No, go.
Yes. You should sleep.
I guess not much to do down here.
Not really.
Well, now that I've got rid of this piece, I'm gonna go back to the submarine before my air runs out.
You probably got some time left. It didn't take you very long to dig down to it. Although he would have been breathing pretty hard while he was digging
Yeah.
that fast.
Repressurize my tanks just in case I have to go out again. For all I know, there might be other deep ones coming from someplace else here. Well, we've gotten their attention. Well, one hope.
I suspect that given what's happened so far and their observed yellow streak, they're
It's genetic, okay?
yeah, they're going. They're not.
Cultural, actually.
Yeah,
but
they're
okay.
not going to come back
Genetic.
unless they can scare off a lot of reinforcements.
Mhm.
What do you
Rather
mean?
than just having scared reinforcements.
What do you mean? They didn't take any hits from us.
No, but their big
Before they're
champion
dead.
never came back. I'll trade a
They don't
black
know
one
that
for
because
a
they left
color
before.
black or
They don't know that what his fate is because they bugged out before.
That's true. They only know he didn't come back.
Mhm.
Which
It hasn't been that long. He could still be on his way.
I suppose that's true.
don't know how deep ones think. Finding out is not high on my priority list.
Yes. Okay, so it's been cleared. The hole has been refilled.
I'm going to replenish my tanks, and then I'll probably go out and just swim perimeter, be very investigating to see if I see anyone swimming towards us who shouldn't be.
We still have 2 or 3 of the barrels, right?
Yeah.
Of the poison.
Mm-hmm. Though you've spread it all around this area.
Oh, it's already in heavy concentration.
Because they noticed coming out of that portal, that
Mhm.
wormhole or whatever it was, that were
Little larvae.
little larvae, yes. So they said, let's take care of that right
Yep.
now.
Because after the big one came through, all the little ones came through after it.
Yeah.
Well, the tentacle thing we fought was not a Shaga.
No, but the little things that came afterwards were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though it's shared some similarities to the
Mhm.
Shaga.
Just less acidic. Fortunately. Hello. The picture from last night of Kara standing on your lap is very cute. Yes, you know you're cute.
You look very comfortable. Very comfortable.
Good. All right. I guess we will declare this adventure over.
All right.
Once you get back to home base, I assume you're heading home eventually.
Yeah.
Does
There's
Simon,
nothing else that's really going to happen.
Does Simon still have to do something with the circle to make it?
Did you take the time necessary to make the circle yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I probably do need to make a roll on it.
Okay, make your roll.
Don't forget the batteries.
And he went and got James for me. James was able to help.
Is Edgy going to be helping?
I certainly can. I don't know why I need to roll to be at
Well,
all
you're making a
helpful, but
mysteries
let's try.
roll.
Right, but I mean, I don't know how high I need to roll to be any help, but I'll try it. And no,
Higher than
not
that. Higher than that.
And higher
I
than
can
just
say that.
bumping it up 2 with a fate point. Let's see. Unfortunately, never good enough is sort of applicable.
He's only getting a +1 from James. So
That's still even.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Priest of Tom, Mysteries of Egypt gets me up to fantastic, and that is the best I can easily do. I can blow more fate points on repeated rerolls.
you have lots of fate points and the adventure's over with.
Assuming nothing happens between here and New York City.
He's doing better fate point wise than me.
That's
true.
fine.
I'm doing
A valid
better
point.
fate point wise than
Than anybody else.
So I will take that last as a reroll rather than a +2.
Okay.
Which in
Mass
itself
effect.
is a novel event.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
because he wasn't Mark
Not
wasn't
good.
here.
No, that
Kevin
gets me
one
back
was
to
decent
where I
fate point.
started.
This is a very good spot. It's okay.
That one
That's
doesn't
gonna
apply.
happen. Nothing bad. Nothing bad.
I did unknown enemies. I don't think I've used knowledge's power
You
on
haven't
this
done this
No,
one.
you haven't.
So that gets me to epic.
Okay, you have another
Cost
plus one.
4
for
big
that.
points.
I spend protect the innocent,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm at godlike +3.
Okay, very good.
Hopefully that'll keep them from doing any. That'll keep them from making trouble by any means other than just plain digging through the rubble. Which I don't know whether the mysteries protection will prevent or not.
Interesting thought. The Mystic Circle is keeping mysterious things in.
Okay, what's keeping?
Is it also keeping the magical portion of the poison out?
Well, I mean, it's plugged with stone. I mean, with rock breaking.
Yeah, it wouldn't diffuse through it at a significant rate anyway.
So, if
No, I
someone
wasn't thinking it was a solid mass of rock. I mean, not like a huge boulder would be.
not like
No,
Andy
well,
could
it
do-
is
Andy could
solid,
do
but
something
it's
about that.
plugged.
Not
I
water.
mean, it's
he needs to start cracks. It's made out of
Yeah.
gravel.
yeah.
It's gravel, basically.
Well, I was more
Water.
concerned with the mystical portion of the
I was not.
toxin.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm more concerned about what happens if somebody disturbs the circle. Does it go away?
If somebody
Simon.
somebody grinds through that circle, yeah, the mystic protection goes away.
What if
But
they
you
just
see-
broke it in one point? Like
But you
happens.
see, at this point,
Mhm.
we can now bury it.
Yes, that's where I was going.
Right.
Okay.
We can now take all that nice trench that we dug and then put a ring of gold in, and we can now bury the ring of gold.
Mm-hmm. So there's
Okay.
not obviously a circle. Whoops. Oh well.
If you say so.
And just saying using gold is a really bad idea. That some knucklehead might be looking for gold.
Well, if it's buried, nobody's going to be looking. I mean, you'd have to use a mystic way to find the gold. Nobody's digging up the entire sea bottom looking for gold.
Eventually, some knucklehead will make a metal detector,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll go treasure hunting. There's a lot of treasure around this part of the world.
Well, but for mystic purposes, gold is good.
That's true.
I'm just saying, gold is a target for everyone.
Well,
Those platinum.
any large metal ring, I mean, we're talking a ring 100 feet in diameter, is going to be of interest to someone.
Okay, but if it was made out of cold iron, no one's really gonna give a rat's ass, okay?
It'll rust.
Some scientist is going to read an article about, I found that my metal detector detected this huge iron ring, and some scientist is going to go pull it out of the ground to see what it is. So, yeah, no matter what we make it out of, some
Sooner or
knucklehead-
later something.
But
is
burying
likely
it is going to
disturbed.
make
Yeah.
it take a lot longer to
Yes.
be found.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we're gonna have to bury it really deep. Like put an island there.
We'll make a seam mount.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Put an
Well,
island
that's
there.
going to take a long time. I mean, even with Jack doing the digging, putting. I mean,
Wouldn't it make more sense to just encourage some coral growth there?
Sure. Coral, seaweed, anything that makes it look like ordinary undisturbed sea bottom.
I mean, put some dirt over it.
yeah.
but
For
then-
seaweed,
and
it'd
then
have to be
plant some
very
coral,
special seaweed
And then,
because this is fairly deep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but encourage some coral.
And that'll take how long to form?
Well, the
How-
heck.
We're, what, 100 meters down?
No, not 100 meters.
It's
That's
100 feet.
100
Okay,
feet
100
sounds right.
Not 300
So,
feet.
it's at 300?
No, no.
Not 300
See, I
feet.
thought we were
100
much deeper than that.
100 feet is the outer limits of no decompression diving.
Unless you're Jack.
Yeah.
Fine.
The limits of recreational diving for no decompression. How about if I phrase it that way? 100, 120 feet.
Anyway,
Something
that.
like that. Yes, that's Yes. You haven't been having to do decompression
Compression.
going in and out of the submarine,
Nope.
even though you've been on the floor, the sea floor. But it is pretty deep.
It is deep. So, but I'd say get some coral to grow there.
No. It was
It
over on
may
my
take
stuff.
5 years, but in 5 years, it'll be discussed. Until then, it's just buried.
Well, let's just start by getting it buried, go
Okay.
home,
Okay.
and then we can figure out.
Not unless we can figure out a way to make coral grow here really fast, so it just blankets it.
Well, sorry, you don't have any biology expert with you.
Yeah, I know. Likelihood of getting Simpson here is going to be low.
On the other hand, encouraging coral to grow on the seafloor is a straightforward, non-threatening problem that we could
No.
certainly ask him to think about.
No, that's not what I'm interested in. I want to have coral grow here, so I guess a coral reef that's over 100 feet in diameter, like maybe 200 feet in diameter.
And you want it now.
Or like it ASAP.
The coral isn't gonna do that.
Now, unless it gets some help. But I suppose that would
Can
be.
we go talk to Professor Simpson and ask him? Okay.
I suppose that would.
Let's see what Annie knows about coral reefs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it would pose a scientific dilemma, but maybe I just asked too much of you, Annie. Work for Captain Kirk.
I have a theory that I can roll better than that.
Probably.
Well,
You don't get your inorganic bonus, by the way, for this.
I know. Well, I rolled worse, so let's see.
See, that's why you're a good GM. You roll terrible.
It's a bit outside my specialty.
Sorry, I just roll average myself. Some nights I do terrible.
Ah, now we're
Is that a minus
up
4?
to even. No, that's
Oh, okay.
even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zero the
And
hard way.
let's see. Will you accept prevent unnecessary violence, since violence will probably erupt if... Okay,
No.
I thought I would ask. Okay. I'm gonna go with, there's an equation for coral growth rates.
One paper.
Hard to argue with.
So that brings it, up to epic.
Okay.
Done.
You could build a machine that could produce what looks like coral.
Could I build a framework that would be attractive to coral? Like tomato plants have trellises, something that would...
Well, see, that's the thing. You build a machine that creates the
structure it will grow
And
off
it
of.
And
look-
real coral will grow
and
on
real,
top of
real,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you do that now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I need the materials to build it and tools, but yeah, I could do something like that.
And to make it be the size that Jack wants, it would take a while, even, with a machine, but not years. It would take like days.
Okay.
Well, we have plenty of money. Between Simon's and unbelievable roles, and even Jack's not too bad in the finance department.
Well, we aren't that far from the floor Florida Keys, right?
Are we closer to the Keys or to the West Coast?
West Coast.
We're on
West
the West
Coast.
Coast.
Yeah,
Okay,
near
so-
Near
Sarasota,
Sarasota.
right.
So Sarasota,
Keys
that's
are away.
also acceptable. We could probably find marine equipment there. Do we take a side trip to Sarasota to get the stuff we need?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe Tampa because it's more industrialized.
Tampa's in the middle of the state.
No, it isn't.
No,
It's a
on
little
the
north
west
of
coast.
here.
Oh, sorry.
It's just a little north of Sarasota.
You're thinking Orlando.
I'm thinking Orlando.
Yes. You are sort of west of Tampa, St. Petersburg.
Okay. Tampa
No.
it is.
I've been to Orlando. And
Well, you're not going to Orlando.
Nothing there right now.
I
anyway.
could have sworn that
That's pretty swampy.
we stayed on the ocean though. Oh, we were in Melbourne. That's it. We flew into Orlando and drove to Melbourne. That's it. Melbourne's on the
I'm going
east
to
side.
consult the Akashic record,
I go to Cocoa Beach too.
Okay.
I go to Ron Johnson.
and I'm just going to take
So
however
I can
much
say
time
I've been
this
to Ron
takes.
Johnson, Cocoa Beach.
I'm not going to spend the paperwork to do it quickly.
Okay.
If you want,
I want to know what sorts of there are people that grow coral in fish tanks. What do you have to feed the fish? What do you have to put in the fish tank to feed the coral?
plankton.
Yeah.
And what do you use to encourage the plankton then?
A number of common fertilizers will do it.
Talk to the people who've been dealing with red tides in the Gulf for the last couple
Yeah.
hundred years.
Because yes, the fertilizer washes off
The
The
farmlands.
lawns. into the ocean, and then suddenly, hey, look, there's all of this stuff we don't really want in the ocean.
And it stinks.
Can't blame me, I don't fertilize.
Well, you're also not living in the ocean.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to make my grass look terrible.
So
I can live with
is
terrible
it worth
grass.
rolling for, or we just say that we manage it and move on?
Sure, you go back to Florida.
Grab.
I believe you just don't even need to roll to have the amount of money to get the materials. But then you need an engineering workshop,
Yep.
and you don't have
Probably,
one with you.
probably an average one, right?
It depends on how fast you want to make this coral, but sure.
So we could probably rent one.
Okay. Yes, there are engineering workshops.
I can
Rentable.
get you to your Cloud 9 instantly.
Bouncing back and forth between there just to make coral seems a bit much.
I'm over,
if
the, top.
you-
I'm over the top. I mean,
He's knocking
you
himself
want to-
out with this thing.
If you
Yeah.
want to, then yes, bring me back to the Century Club so I can use Cloud9's facilities.
So
But
your thing that allows you to teleport. Yeah, you would have to go back to the Century Club because Cloud9 is a moving object and you don't really know where it is at any one time.
no, but even if she's at the Century Club, she can summon Cloud.
Yeah, that's
9.
true.
But
Yes.
two, the Century Club is good enough because it has a sufficient engineering workshop, and if it's
It
not good
does.
enough, we can always go to the few blocks to mine.
Okay.
All
which
right,
is
so
even better.
Century Club.
So, just out of, what is this structure going to be built out of? Essentially, is it
Stucco wire and chicken wire.
No.
They're what they use.
Well, it does work because coral does grow off of shipwrecks. So chicken wire would work, but I was trying to think of what would work better as far as a platform.
Cadillacs. Just spitballing here.
I wasn't that much of a marine biologist.
I know that one of the things they're also using right now is the moral equivalent of Jersey barriers.
Okay.
So you could
The
create.
moral equivalent, did you just say?
Yes.
That's what I heard, yeah. I was gonna let it slide.
They know they actually take metal nets and they hang them upside down
Mhm.
because gravity will pull it into the strongest shape, and then they basically freeze it that way and then flip it over and they drop it in the water. They can anchor it down and
But you could
They've used a lot of tricks to do it.
do whatever for a framework and then coat it
I watched
with,
the Nova on it a long time ago.
you know, with
With-
whatever, then coat it with cement.
Yep.
And if you're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to create a special additive for you to mix into the cement that will attract plankton. That will attract plankton.
Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Are you just humoring him at this point?
Yeah, it's just cement. His water won't make any difference.
And I got a legendary result.
Okay.
I suspect Annie to the contrary, that will make some difference.
You need to add water to a cement to make it work anyway.
So you have a few gallons of water and you're doing an enchantment on it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the base time is going to be 8 hours.
Brains over brawn.
Have any faith?
No correction, it was awe-inspiring. Oh, wait a minute, he's still here. It was godlike.
Yes.
James.
There we
Yes.
go.
Okay.
Get outside my spectrum.
Do you want to reduce the time or just leave it at 8 hours and godlike?
Annie likely to take? How long is Annie likely to take until she's ready to start mixing concrete?
And he's going through fate points like crazy. Well, Brett's going through fate points like crazy.
I'm thinking that 2 hours should be enough. That's 2 shifts under, right? It'd be an 8-hour project, so
4 to 2.
2 shifts on 8 hours is 1 hour.
an hour.
It goes 8-4-1.
Okay.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
Then yeah, I'm going to go for that same 1 hour number.
All right.
So, I used 2 aspects and got epic, which brings it down to superb because I'm taking less time. But that's more than enough for a simple coral.
Frame. A
Frame.
frame for coral to grow on.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, okay, you
Built
dropped
it.
dropped it down to superb.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the exterior is just perfect for growing coral on. And looks like it's already coral, as a matter of fact. And
Tell Jack it's ready to be placed.
Okay, I'll place it.
And I'm no good with driving the boat anyway, so you can get the sub back. I'll wait here.
So we're going to cover something that's over 100 feet in diameter. So this is, I'm assuming, in pieces, right?
Yep.
So we're going to put the pieces on top of the submarine and then run the submarine pretty much like a boat till we get to the spot we want to go, and we're going to start pushing the pieces into the water.
Why don't you just teleport to the circle? The circle is a fixed place geographically.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
think
well.
I don't think I can teleport an entire submarine with
No.
little pieces on
Pieces.
top of it.
Oh,
The
the
piece.
framework
The frame.
one section
The
at a
frame.
time. Would that
Just take
Would
the
that
frame
work? I
one
don't
section
know
at
if
a
it's
time.
got mass.
I
down.
could do that. Okay.
You don't need the sub there.
How many pieces are we talking about?
Probably about a dozen.
more like 3 dozen.
better show me, or maybe I better roll engineering to see if I can figure out how to hook these things up.
They're easily figured out. It's not like he made it a puzzle or something, or she made it a puzzle.
Or you could just compel me with it's trivial to operate.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, because it's good, because it didn't roll real well.
Well, yeah. I mean, she got enough shifts that it was all very well done.
Well, I got fair in my engineering roll.
Okay, well,
All you're doing
good
is
enough.
putting it together.
good
Yeah.
enough.
Yes.
You know, it's like assembling IKEA furniture.
No, this is easier.
Yeah, there are words in the
No,
instructions.
IKEA furniture is. You would probably need an average engineering role to assemble IKEA furniture. It's
Yes.
just that a lot of people roll
Much worse.
mediocre
Or
poor on their engineering.
Or throw away the instructions and treat it as a puzzle.
Wow, that's a
Which is a
bad
much
idea.
more enjoyable way to do it, I can tell you from experience.
Really.
That sounds like sarcasm.
Anyway, so fair is above what you needed.
So after several teleportations and several dozen
Putting it all together and
Yep,
wearing my underwater suit, of course.
I'm on my next project.
I'm not cleaning that thing out for you, man. That underwater suit.
anyway,
I don't know where you're going
it's
with that.
all done.
Yay!
Yay.
Adventure over.
Yay.
Somebody's got to drive the sub back.
That can be Jack.
Oh,
You're still in super sub driver mode.
Well, that's an interesting question. As soon as the question is, does the episode end for me when I get back to New York?
Yes.
Well, then yes, I'm in super sub driver mode until the sub gets back to
Right.
New York.
Zippity zip zip. Make your roll.
Oops.
That's all inspiring.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's got it based on mysteries. But
Well,
she's
that's
another-
good. Because you hit some very bad weather.
Are endurance rolls called for?
No, what he does is he just dives
Ah.
to a depth low enough that it doesn't matter anymore and goes for 50 miles, and then he's past the storm and
comes
surfaces.
back up and puts it back into hydroplane mode.
Hydroplane mode, yeah. So if that part is a little slower, you can't go the extremely fast that you were on the surface, but so you make it back. How long did it take to get there? It was like 2 days.
I think
Yes.
it's a matter of days. Yeah.
Once you sped the thing up.
Yeah.
Okay, it is now the afternoon of the 15th of January.
Well, I don't know what you guys, but I'm going to be off on seafood for a while.
15th.
The 15th of January. I'm going to take a brief break.
Finished January 17th on my workshop.
Is that the one on Cloud 9?
Yep.
Now, Edgy is going to be boring and go to bed early. Breakfast tomorrow is probably the least likely to involve seafood. I kind of sympathize with Jack on that one.
What, you don't believe in feasting on the blood on the bones of your enemy?
Mostly not.
He barely had an encounter. He got hit once,
Yes, that's true. I got
and
hit.
then
Hit
And
once,
and
took
shot
1 point
once.
of stress myself, and my
Two-
suit took
two.
enough damage that it's like, the next hit is going to destroy my suit, and then I will be making endurance rolls with bad penalties.
So you acted like a deep one and went back to the sub.
It was a prudent retreat.
So you didn't really have a bad encounter with these guys. Oh, that.
Other than helping find all the pieces of that blob monster, which
Yeah,
is
well.
definitely not appetizing.
You didn't have to attack the guy who was 12 feet tall.
He was within reach. I wanted to do something.
Almost get killed.
He's used to that.
Well, you almost did get killed.
Okay,
It worked out.
we are back.
Yep.
It is time for a reset. Everybody resets.
All right.
So
Except John Doe.
So we need.
we need lots and lots of 8 points.
Well,
Let's see, is this...
Where are we in the cycle?
Yes.
why don't we do it on a, everybody toss your 8 points in,
Okay.
and as you spend them for the rest of the night,
We grab them.
you grab one and then
Subtract.
subtract at the end of the night to put a magic number.
Right.
So,
But
where
So
are
we're
we
at
on...
46,
I
right?
got 46 aspects here.
Alright, and how many...
23 and.
stunts?
23. And
Not
4
counting.
rounding.
Did we
still
just
missing
get-
a rounded stomp, but that's pretty trivial.
We must have just gotten a stunt then, right?
I believe we just recently acquired a stunt.
So we
47.
get an aspect. So we
Yep.
get aspect 47.
Correct.
And that also means you have 47 fate points to start this adventure.
Correct. So now I don't have all my aspects.
Yes,
It would be
I am too
silly.
short.
It would be silly.
Wear elevator shoes. Too short.
Ah.
It would be silly, but you're thinking about doing it anyway, so share if you want to, rather than just hinting.
Should I become a publishing man?
That would be silly.
Buy the Daily News.
Yes!
It would make it easier for certain stories.
Let's you just have to act like Bruce Wayne, you know.
Should that be 23 plus rounding stunts, or 23 counting?
23 plus,
Plus
4
4
rounding
rounding.
stunts.
You
It
may
would
have
be
a
kind of
more
amusing.
up-to-date list of NP stunts than I have. If you can find it.
It would be kind of amusing
That's
to,
aspects.
every once in a while,
That's the stunts.
Yes. Put on fresh pictures
pop
of
into the
yourself
newsroom with the
Chinese
Daily
vampire.
News to find out what's new and interesting going on in New York City, and let them realize that this person they think is a vampire is the owner of the paper.
Showing up in a Chinese house coat.
Of course.
He has to maintain his style.
And then of course what you need to do is you need to put in some fake mirrors that won't show your reflection. It's to really screw with their minds. Oh my god, he's a vampire.
Do you have more than 19 aspects yet, Martin? Because I have this sheet that has
Yeah,
19
that has
aspects.
19. I have a sheet that has 20, but one of them is obsolete, so I'm going to
So that'd
cross
be
it out
19.
and ignore it. Yes, that would be 19.
So no, you don't.
If I have
question is,
any
what is
more
the
there
overlap
written down
between the two
someplace
sheets?
else, I will
Okay.
Good idea.
probably 100%. Probably.
They're identical.
That's just a guess.
You're probably correct.
Well,
I think it would have been amusing if there'd only
someday,
been like 8.
Yeah, I know. I
Please.
need a lot more aspects.
think about
I
your
will-
character for an
I-
hour and just come up with some aspects. It shouldn't
I've
take
come up
more
with
than an
a
hour to
few
come up with
aspects.
half a dozen of them, I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm certain that Annie could come up with the necessary modifications to a mirror, or a replacement for a mirror.
It would be easier to create a mystic mirror that didn't reflect you and reflected everything else than for Annie to create a mirror that didn't reflect you and reflected
Yeah, it would be
everything
so much
else.
more fun for her.
Yeah. I don't know if she would consider that fun or not.
I mean, basically, it would be a weird science.
Yes.
A
Well,
weird
no,
sci-
actually, it would be.
Actually, the best way to do it would be to create a device that displays everything is facing and has a filter to remove you.
Right.
Right.
Which in today's technology you could possibly do, but
It would definitely
in
take mad science.
1923's
24.
1924's technology, that would
I mean, it's relatively easy to do with a big display and a camera
yes.
and a nice computer backup in today's technology.
But 1923 didn't have that sort of mindset.
Yeah.
So
I would. Yeah, I would
I
say.
am hesitant to have her create something that's that far outside the scientific mindset of her time.
What do you mean? You created a spaceship. Give me a freaking break here.
People have been imagining spaceships for centuries.
So what it would be is something like a television screen, but with artificial intelligence to recognize
Simon.
Simon and edit that part out.
Yep.
So yeah, that would require weird science.
And,
Um,
and I agree that it could be done by Annie. It just doesn't feel right.
yeah, I think that's kind of why I was suggesting that Simon
Simon
doing it as a
could-
mysteries thing instead would be better. Okay.
Enchanting a mirror so that it doesn't like him and refuses to recognize him being there.
Well, it would be kind of amusing to actually put both of them in there.
Oh, it's that's from Angel.
Is
Because
this
then,
total hair? It doesn't always look like this, does it?
because then, somebody might notice that a bunch of the mirrors were mystic.
So Edgy has all of his stunts, but he doesn't have all of his rounding stunts. Is that right?
I'm missing one rounded stuff.
Okay.
That's not floor.
But then they do some more
And a
research
ton of ass.
I know.
and discovers that mirror is not a mystic mirror, but it still doesn't show the boss when he's in the office.
That would be very silly.
Well, the downside of that, of course, is someone can only put it on a mirror and see it there. So it's not really
Well,
guaranteed.
We could always make him really a vampire.
No offense.
No.
No?
I think we
Okay.
prefer to avoid that.
All right,
Taking
just
a joke a
putting
bit
it-
too
putting
far.
putting the potential out there. That's
There are
all.
just too many negatives to being a vampire, unfortunately.
You didn't want one as a hench person.
That is true.
Even though it was a scientifically created vampire.
i.e. Morbius. You know, the guy who came up with a cure for leukemia by turning himself into a vampire. The leukemia didn't kill him.
Well, that's true. So yes, any
The other thing would be to just enchant the building.
any damage to characters is healed. Any used personal artifacts or devices,
Universal gadgets,
things
or
like
rare
that
artifacts.
are reset.
And the lost is now found.
The temporary bonus on my dagger goes away without ever having been used. Oh well.
Well, using a dagger against old ones
I know.
probably was not a real smart move.
Bold.
Probably not.
Bold.
Yeah,
But
Okay. If they would have been less, if the big guy wouldn't have been attacked by Jack, which kept him occupied, things would have gone very differently.
granted, I'm not saying it was a smart move. I'm saying it was a bold move.
So, we are back in New York, all of us, except John Doe, who's still waiting for you guys.
yeah. My vote would be for not keeping him waiting any longer than absolutely necessary.
Oh, that's actually because it has the amazing rotary dial telephones. High tech.
Yes.
So, Vanderbilt residents. That's what I'm calling.
Okay. This is the Vanderbilt residence. Who is calling?
This is Jack. Tell Paris I am back in New York,
Certainly, sir.
and I'd like to speak with her. She's available.
She is available. Jack, you're back.
Yes.
It took forever. I thought you were going to be coming right back.
Just encountered a giant monster, you know. And other than that, you know.
Okay, well.
But I got you a nice present when I was in Mexico.
You were in Mexico?
Yeah, I picked up some stuff.
Okay.
He took a lot of side trips, most of which he won't even be mentioning.
So now you're not leaving for a long time, right?
Unfortunately, no, I have to go to Russia.
What?
That's a rescue mission. You have to rescue John Doe. And if you didn't do that, Betty would be heartbroken.
You know, I'm fairly certain John Doe could take care of himself.
I'm reading the report here.
Make a report roll.
I am.
Ooh, okay, well, unless you rolled really badly, yes. Well, okay, I guess. You sure that he's in danger then?
Yes. Yes, to see.
Actually, I am sure
Yeah.
that he's in danger. It might not be more danger than he can handle, but he is in danger.
Oh, wait a minute, I got 8 points now.
Yes, you do. All right. Well, I mean, it must be a terrible situation if John Doe can't handle it on his own.
Yeah, I think it is. The way I look at it is, we'll either rescue him, or we'll just give the enemies another target to shoot at.
Yeah, that's gonna be really persuasive
So there's that.
for letting him go without a big argument.
So that was a mistake.
What?
Probably true.
Mistake was made?
I neglected to write down a date. Which I believe has been set.
Oh,
But I didn't write it down.
Your weddings.
Yes!
I'm sure she'll forgive you if you forget that.
Oh yes.
Yes.
No, Simon remembers it. Scott doesn't remember it. Do you happen to know what it is? Okay.
June 8th
Okay.
of this year. She wanted to be a June bride.
That way you can make note of it so that I can plan around it. Yes.
Missing
And I
around.
call, and I call Cornelia and let her know I'm back in town and ask her what she wants to do this evening.
A nice dinner at home with you would be good.
Okay.
In your brownstone, that is.
Okay.
I will say first, how about we go to the Polo Club? We have a nice steak dinner. And we'll go off on seafood right now. And a lot of dancing. If you're really curious, I can tell you what happened.
The temptation to tell Cornelia, to ask Annie, because she'll tell the story best. It's kind of tempting, actually.
No. No, no food. No, you have plenty of EOD food. I do.
It's kind of weird, the lighting in here. It makes it look like Scott is, there's a beam of light from heaven coming down just on Scott. I mean,
Yeah.
notice how I'm normally lit, Martin, Brett, everybody, but then Scott has, and in natural, you know, it's the camera that is doing it or something. I don't know what the deal is.
I can actually see what's happening because the light is actually just off, is actually over. I try and line it up so that the table
Right.
is just barely. So I'm actually, from the camera's point of view, I'm getting lit.
Uh-huh.
And you're
And
closer
he's
to
next.
the brightest light.
And you're next,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're back, and then they're backlit.
Yeah.
It's the fact that here I am.
Or heaven is decided to
Yes, and here I am.
shine its light on you.
And here I am. You're both twice as far from, basically twice as far from the light as I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Simon should buy the Daily News.
It would certainly have some amusement value. Diversify his portfolio a little, I guess.
Oh, poor animal. The torture of not having anyone throw the ball for him.
He doesn't want the ball thrown at the moment.
Really? What did he want then?
Attention.
Okay.
Food.
Food? No.
There's all this good stuff up on the table, and he's not getting it. See what he does. See what he saw and was paying attention to. Yes, yes, you're a very fine child. Even if you are a pain in you know what. Yes, last night, at at one point, I was sitting there. I was sitting on one of the hard chairs,
Mm-hmm.
like this,
Mm-hmm.
with Paris right here
Mm-hmm.
and Edgy right here.
Edgy?
I mean
Oreo.
Oreo right
Yeah.
here.
Looking.
And
Your character was sitting.
I know.
and they had both decided that it was time to take a nap.
Oh.
You were
In the
you
middle
were
of the
well
party.
pinned down by two sleeping dogs.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
In the middle of the party, which was a little bit of a surprise.
Yes.
They
Whether
don't
or not
normally
want to
decide to
let
take.
sleeping dogs lie kind of depends on how busy you are and where they're sleeping.
Yeah, he let the dogs out.
Yes. Yes, you're a fine child. You move that way a little bit so you don't spontaneously fall down on the floor.
Yes.
And blame you for it when he does.
Yes.
Well, in the absence of, in the absence of anyone needing his help with anything else, Edgy is going to dive into the Mystery Club's arcane library as much as he can.
The Century Clubs?
No, it's the Mystery Club. He's got his own club that he started.
We're having an attack of malapropisms, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, the Century Club's arcane library. Looking for
He just got-
anything more on Baba Yaga.
Say, he just got off the mystery machine. So he's,
No,
You are not the Scooby Gang.
just as well.
My name is not Bill.
that's good. 'Cause when we had to do Scooby Doo for my nephew, I got stuck being Fred.
And I hate to say this, but
That's
if we
got
were
it all.
assigning this, if we were assigning it to this group, yeah, I think you would be Fred,
Oh yeah.
and you would be Velma.
Yeah.
tied the ascot on, you know. And,
So who would be Shaggy?
That's well, we have left Shaggy and
Scooby.
Scooby.
Scooby and the other
Daphne.
girl, Daphne.
Right.
You know, when I was watching Scooby Doo a very long time ago, when it just started, Daphne was basically a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But apparently, in later seasons, she became omnicompetent. I mean, she became much more than the damsel in distress.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the first season of Scooby Doo came out 50 years ago.
Yes.
Ouch.
Well, so I was 7 years old at the time. It was interesting to me then.
Huh? I like
But
it.
yeah, and
Like
it's
a
still
lot.
going apparently, somewhat. I guess. I mean, they're doing movies occasionally. And,
Very bad movies.
Oh, yeah, comic book.
Like a lot of shows, you didn't
Yes.
see it till it was in reruns.
Yes, you're a fine child.
I liked the first season of Scooby Doo. It was great for how
I
old
had
I
this
was.
terrible feeling.
there. I have completed my aspect.
Shaggy, Velma, and Scooby.
You do sort of have a good voice for it, actually.
Okay, so you're going to the
Arcane Library.
Arcane Library in the Century Club.
And I know Naomi Kritzer's opinion.
On
Well,
On the
Who
Arcane
gets, to,
Library?
who gets to safely interact with Baba Yaga?
I
either haven't read that story or it's been too long.
This is something that she talked about in the Fae,
Oh,
I
in the
won't
panel.
get that
in the panel. Yes, in the Fae Rites of Passage panel. She said that the person that can The person that Baba Yaga is going to help is the spunky woman. The damsel in distress is probably going to get some kind of short shrift. And men are just in trouble.
Well, okay, Edgy, I guess you gotta have a sex change operation.
My thought at that point was, Annie's going to have no problem whatsoever with Baba Yaga.
Other than the little detail that
Excuse me,
Annie's kind
a
of
scientific
skeptical
person
about
who doesn't believe in mysteries is gonna be able to interact with Baba Yaga. I think that's even worse.
I believe in.
Fairy tales.
Now what?
How about I believe in good child care and having a midwife kind of stuff? Those portions of Baba Yaga are just fine. This whole mystery stuff, well, that's a different story.
But you see, that's part of the spunky female.
Yes.
And
Somebody
I
doesn't
wouldn't
want me to
even
take notes anymore
object.
tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even object if she wanted to be constantly correcting me because, well, it's better than a man constantly correcting me. At least she
Well,
would do it with respect.
Depends on it, and it depends on which
Which
version.
aspect?
If it's the crone, well, she's your elder, so
Yep. She's probably figured some things out in her lifetime.
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, I think we should visit the Damascus Century Club. And I'm gonna guess they would have slightly better records than we would.
that's probably true.
And-
New York is an easy place to start.
I thought
Well,
you had already.
Except that the New
Oh, we
York
went
Century Club Arcane Library has already had
Been
someone in
searched.
it looking for Baba Yaga information from your group,
Yep.
and they spent quite a bit of time doing that.
True. I have higher mysteries than Rick. I like
Yes.
spot.
Well, that is true.
I like spot something.
But he spent time working on it, like 4
Yes.
ships.
And I did make a suggestion for somebody, but they apparently ignored my suggestion.
Or forgot it, if it was to me.
It was not to you.
Okay, then I didn't forget it.
Wasn't me.
I think it was me.
I don't remember.
I was going to say it was probably either you or me. Oh, if you want,
That's what it
instead of doing the Century Club Library,
Oh, is Simon's better?
do Simon's Library.
Okay. I will certainly
What
take
level
that
is
as a
Simon's
friendly
Library?
amendment.
Either Epic or
I believe it's Epic.
Yeah, you added somebody else's
Yeah.
arcane library to your library.
Uh-huh.
So you may
That's-
not know the full contents anymore.
Right, and for that, and he hasn't necessarily had enough time to
No,
search
he
his
never
own
sat
library
down and
for-
said, "I am going to read everything in the arcane
Yes.
library."
you got
If he did, he would then know it all because he has walking library.
Mm-hmm.
you got
But-
Rupert Crabtree's library.
Right,
No.
I think so, didn't you?
might have
Oh,
that.
I got what's her name's.
Reyes?
No. Deadshot Daniel's girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Which he probably wouldn't have gone looking for stuff on Baba Yaga, but who knows what she picked up.
But
She
she's
might have-
close to the right. She's
on the right continent.
She's on the same continent
Yeah.
at least.
And for that matter, who knows how many other people she might have acquired books from.
Yeah,
And the Chinese and Russians have this love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
oh, she might have now, but
Oh, it goes back a ways.
If you're talking Western Asians versus Eastern Asians, that's a big difference.
Right. Still. So if I just call Simon the next morning and
Yeah,
ask,
so the Century Club's library is quality great, and yours is
Epic.
Yeah, that's a
is
much better library.
considerable difference. Yes. So I could have even checked with Rick and decided that yeah, I probably wouldn't find anything he didn't at the Century Club, and then call Simon late morning and say, Simon, would you have any problem with me being sort of camped out in your library for a few days? I want to go through it with a fine-tooth comb looking for things pertaining to Baba Yaga.
No problem.
So, one academics aided by mysteries role to start off with.
This is mysteries used as an academic, as a knowledge stunt.
Okay,
So it's just straight mysteries.
it comes out exactly the same. Either way, it's great.
Now, if he summons his companions, he get a +1?
It's a mysteries thing, so yeah.
Then, by all means.
His companion will be looking over his shoulder and might point out something that he
That's
didn't
true.
notice.
Or his companion might say, "Oh, read that book."
I think the pictures in that one.
More like,
suddenly falls off
bring
the
me the
shelf.
next book. This isn't the book I wanted. Are you sure?
Did you spend
And
the fate
that's
points?
yes, I did. I took
Okay.
one to market already. I have a negative fate point here, and that was a swing of 3 on a reroll. So, that is a fantastic result. And
That's it?
how long would you? I might throw another fate point, but I have a GM question. How long would it take to go through the whole library carefully?
What's his research time on this?
8 hours.
Oh, then I will throw a fate point at it. Games afoot, and
Legendary?
take a shift of extra time on Spire.
So you're taking a day.
Yep, I'm spending all day on it. That shouldn't be a
Essentially,
problem.
it's 16 hours.
Yeah.
Um,
And I got there maybe 11ish in the morning because I know Simon would not have gotten up early, so I will be working into the small hours. You can bring me a sandwich now and then. It might help keep my concentration.
So what was your final
Awe-inspiring.
awe-inspiring? Started at fantastic. You took a shift of time,
and then
spent a fate point
yep.
to get to awe-inspiring.
Higher would
This-
be better.
Companion bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's almost all the way. Oh, you didn't use the
Oh,
straight
you
didn't
companion
figure
mode?
that
Oh,
in.
I thought
Godlike.
that was how you got to
You
fantastic.
You might want to
Take another shift.
given my recollection of the way the rules work, it does him no good to spend the extra time then. Because he is getting a result that is, he's getting a roll that's higher than the
Nope.
value of the library.
Yeah, you cannot go beyond epic knowledge.
Okay.
So what you could use is, so don't spend the day on it.
Just spend
Which,
the 8 hours.
which I believe you were up to godlike until now you, after you added your companion back in. So now you're back down at awe-inspiring. You're 2 shifts above the best you can do, and you can spend those 2 shifts to reduce the time.
Sure.
1, 2, an hour.
Wow. Yes.
And you get
with
epic
my
levels
with
of
my
knowledge.
spirit companion's help in a sort of trance of concentration, I go through his whole library in 2 hours.
No, you go
1 hour.
through
an
the
hour.
portions that you think
Right.
are relevant.
Right. Yes.
So, you need to give me questions that you're going for.
Okay.
that you want
One,
the answers for. You can't just
right,
do general
sure.
research on
Um,
Baba Yaga.
Sure.
You need to tell me.
First and foremost, timing. How to predict what aspect? Is there any way to predict in advance what aspect of her we're likely to be encountering? Is it time based or is it purely by her whim?
Use some form of
You should ask Jack to do a tarot reading.
tarot reading,
Or
I
other
Ching.
Divination.
Divination is the only way. They think that there is that there is some sort of way to do it, but imagine if it was like a Mandelbrot, a line through the Mandelbrot set.
Sure.
It's just
in
way
other
too.
words,
It is predictable, but
it is suspected by people who study this that it would be predictable in theory,
yes.
but doing so would be so difficult. You're better off just doing short-term divination.
Absolutely. That would
Okay.
be, that's the answer you get for that. Yes.
And for all three aspects, further into a question, Rick already considered some, but I'm hoping there might be additional light shed by some of these references. Appropriate gifts and or distractions. What are things that
Gifts tend not to work because they're viewed as bribes.
And she doesn't, and she's cranky about attempts to bribe her.
Yes.
Doesn't respond well to them in general. Okay.
Distractions can work to make her not be someplace. I mean, you can do something that would make her go off to be somewhere else.
Right.
But distracting her distracting her in a way where she might not be as focused where she is doesn't seem to work.
Okay. When she's there, she's there, and
Yes.
there's nothing you can do, nothing much you can do about it, and it's risky to try.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then still distractions of the first sort. Anything that's worked for people to temporarily.
That portal that you guys were just dealing with, if something like that popped up, but not for sea creatures, like in the middle of
In the
St.
middle of the Russian,
Petersburg,
or in the middle of the Russian forest.
someplace like that, someplace that she feels
Okay.
specifically,
Her area.
That's why I was thinking the middle of the Russian forest.
that's
Because-
absolutely true. Yes, there's
That
sounds like
where she is tends to be more focused. Yes, someplace she feels she needs to protect.
That sounds like it would be a risky sort of diversion to set up. On the other hand, we could look for something she might be interested in anyway and figure out some way to make it more noticeable. That's possibly worth a try.
I have no idea how you do that.
It would depend on what the something was. This is something where-
You'd be better off just talking to her and say, what do you want?
and I'm having deceit at mediocre. I'm certainly prepared to take that route too. I'm just looking for any possible additional edges.
So
So Edgy's looking for edges.
basically, besting Baba Yaga is almost impossible, but is not impossible. There is one footnote in one book that says it's like a recently, actually, It's impossible to best Bobby Eyes. Somebody put a little asterisk at the bottom of the page.
And wrote,
Written
not
in-
quite.
Not quite. There is a rumor that sometime, somewhat recently, she has been bested.
Interesting. All right.
That's the entirety of the footnote,
Yep.
but it's handwritten and it's not. Okay, if you bring that book to Simon, he will say, that's not one of my books.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
he
not one of the
doesn't
books that
recognize the
I
handwriting,
put,
presumably.
I have in my library normally, that came from somebody else's library, apparently.
Right.
So the library that you added to yours, the
Right.
parts that you haven't read yet.
Okay. I will definitely make a note of that for the future. I am coming even more strongly to Steve's point of view. Yes, we need to check with the Damascus Century Club and somebody who is usually to be found there if she's willing to talk with us for a little bit. I will carefully copy down that note and what page of what book it was on. Okay, well, that's all I got.
Well, Jack already stated his plans. He was going to spend the evening in Paris because he was thinking, says, oh, when we're at the Cobalt Club, I bought you this, that bracelet.
Ah! Well, thank you, Jack. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Looks even better with you wearing it.
Oh, well, thank you. Doesn't really make up for the fact that you're going away again almost immediately. But,
So, do you really want to hear what happened?
no,
Okay.
you saved the world. That's what I'm assuming.
Yes.
We sure hope so.
Yep. And
And you've made it so that people won't get all sick again if they eat shrimp.
yes. And I bought something that was 12 feet tall.
Maybe should have scanned a
okay.
bit more ocean on
You
it.
fought a
before
giant.
Yeah. Kind of giant like.
Oh, it was giant, all right. Just giant what? Fortunately, Edgy is not there.
Has the stench permeated the entire Century Club?
The stench of what?
The decaying old great one, deep one.
I think
they
somebody.
moved it.
They think someone put it on ice.
Yeah, it's
I would hope.
They didn't just let it rot. No.
Okay.
Hey, it's valuable scientific research.
It is. So no, the whole Century Club does not stink of a rotting
Fish.
deep one.
Hey, I don't think anyone's ever captured a Dagon before.
You might not be the first person to ever bring back a dead body, although you might be the first one to make one, helpfully create a dead body and bring it back.
Oh, people are always bringing weird things back to the Century Club.
Yes, it's most certainly true.
Unfortunately, this one is not going to fit in the trophy room, so they're not going to stuff it. And, well, they could maybe do the head,
Do the head.
taxidermy the head, and put that in the trophy room.
I have this vision of the Trident just going into orbit around the sun.
No. It will find a champion. In general, these weapons of destiny, that's what they do. They
Yeah.
find another champion and bond to that.
Should have found the guy
Aquaman.
who killed its last one.
Well, no.
No?
Submariner?
Yeah, he didn't really have a special trident.
No, he didn't.
As the trident length was as long as the deep one was tall. It
Somebody
would be
human-sized.
super awkward if it was just a normal sized person.
It's a weapon of destiny. Maybe it's destined to fit the size of the person.
I don't think Annie would suggest that, but okay.
Well,
Annie
You
would-
wrap
the
mine.
only way that would happen is if it was the last thing you get to choose would do that.
Yeah.
You see, but then you wouldn't get what you anything else. I mean, in this other game I played, it took me years, like decades,
Mm-hmm.
to finally get armor that the dumb dragon could use, because he can change shape. And the armor will change shape.
Okay, well,
That's
that's
a trick.
useful, yeah.
Because that was the trouble, you know, you make it dragon size and you turn human, it's like we're in a tent.
Yeah,
Or you where you make get human one, you turn dragon size and rip.
yeah.
Mage armor is the dragon's best friend.
So, I had magic armor before, it was still always one size fits all.
Yep.
So you finally got a suit. That changes with him.
Now, in Pathfinder, there is an enchantment that allows a druid to use their armor while wild shaped. Forget the exact name of it. But
Yeah. We don't have a druid in the group. We have a very well balanced group. But not a druid.
Okay. Well, nothing exciting happens on the 15th.
okay.
Alright.
No, it's fine.
So,
I am busy putting things in order for all of the upgrades for the engineering workshop that'll be done on the 17th.
Okay.
so, your library is in the brownstone?
Yep.
So if I
Yeah, so Edgy did not have to drive all the way out to the falls.
I figured
Okay.
it out.
So, I'm assuming Paris wants to stay at her house.
Oh, so we got back on the afternoon of the 15th. That means the 16th was when you were doing
Right.
your research.
I was getting ahead of people who were doing anything with the evening of the 5th.
So I will, on the morning, on the 16th, I would head back to the Century Club. Who else is gonna be there?
Edgy is at the Simon's Brownstone. Annie is up in Cloud 9 working with the people who are upgrading her workshop, her
Yep.
engineering workshop. Rick is probably, well, I think your boat is back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And probably with a fair bit of cargo, too.
Mm-hmm.
Things to be,
I sell it to the Cobalt Club on the slide.
Adam is currently in London.
He's on vacation, right?
Yep.
He is not to go to the laundry.
Although
He can go to any laundry he wants.
Except that one.
Just not
There's-
that one laundry.
there are some clubs that'll
Which
take him
he's
to the
not.
cleaners.
And even that laundry, if he just brings in laundry
Laundry
and
is
has his
fine.
laundry done, that's fine.
No, actually, he's got enough mysteries about him that it would.
he'd be intrigued and.
No, this is Adam.
This
He's
is Adam.
Oh, Adam.
the manservant. He's the
Okay, Adam would be fine.
James maybe would have. a problem.
James is who I was thinking of.
James should not go in there by himself. He would
Yes.
get into trouble of one sort or another. Adam is
So-
probably perfectly fine.
I will then call up Edgy on the watch and say, "Hey, Edgy, what are you doing?"
If this is the morning of the 16th,
It is.
Yes.
I'm at Simon's Brownstone doing some research. What's up with you?
Research on
Baba
what?
Yaga, of course.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, tonight I can help you out.
Yeah?
Tonight I will talk Paris into doing another tarot read,
Ah.
and I will ask a question that's been plaguing me, and what form she's going to be in when we get there.
That may depend on how long it takes us to get there. It might not give a very clear answer right now because the future is affected by our own actions or lack thereof.
Is there a reason you're a
Where do I find the link?
Put a cloud in the sky here.
Oh,
Are you
just
on the?
combination
No, I'm in
of
the email.
Okay, go
feeling
to
a certain
Kickstarter.
amount of
Yeah,
trepidation about this mission and wanting to get it over with.
That doesn't explain the cloud.
All I'm saying is divination
Oh,
has
that's
its
the link
limits.
This way.
Anyway, but I will be glad to be an observer and see what you come up with. It's probably not a waste of time to ask the question.
Well, the last show read I got, I was completely right.
Keep going.
Pity more people didn't prepare better.
You're getting past all of those. You want the you want the actual description.
Well, anyway, we're talking this evening at midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. And
You follow the instructions right there.
where do you think will work well? Because I know you like picking your
It takes you to
location
what is possibly
appropriately.
the update number 1.
Yep. For backers only, if you're picking.
You must log in.
Well,
You're not
it's just
logged
gonna
into
be me
Kickstarter.
in Paris. I gotta think of a place
odd.
that would be,
The Kickstarter
okay.
app.
Right.
Would the Russian embassy be a good spot? Roof
Ah.
thereof.
Since since the whole point of this mission is doing clandestine stuff involving Russians without them noticing, that would have a weird symbolic
Yeah.
appropriateness.
So in New York, it's the consulate. Would you
Yeah.
actually be going to Washington?
Not even the consulate.
Okay. Because you've been to the Russian embassy
Yes.
in Washington.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And
they'd be really happy to see us again, I'm sure.
well,
They're not gonna be seeing me.
I
from there.
know, I'm just being sarcastic. But yeah, the Russian consulate here, that would actually be symbolically appropriate for what we're trying to do.
I'm asking you to do a mystery show.
That's okay. That was on academics alone, but with a fantastic mysteries roll, do I still get the same answer that yes, that
Yes.
would work?
The Russian consulate is like the Russian embassy. It's considered Russian soil.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
That would be an ironically appropriate symbolic link to do it there.
So it would be an aspect that could be tagged.
Okay. I like that. See,
Um,
I need to get all aspects.
I understand. Yes.
I'm starting at fair. Okay.
Yeah.
convincing Paris to take her clothes off on the roof of the Russian consulate, that's your department.
Well, I'm a much better liar than I am telling the truth. It's actually helpful to do it. It's actually true.
Okay. Well.
The trouble about fighting Lucifer, he could lie better than we could tell the truth. Okay, that's nothing. Then what day are we actually planning on leaving? And how are we going to
I
get
don't think
there?
you guys have a plan for that.
Yeah,
We don't have a plan for
that's part of what I was being.
Also, you
slightly
haven't
glum
figured
about.
out
We do
what
not-
method you're getting there. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I would be sorely tempted to try and figure out some way to teleport, so it's just partly just so that we'd be there a lot quicker than they would expect.
yeah.
Just in
we're
case that's
already later
useful.
than they expect.
Maybe.
Definitely have them by surprise.
yes.
By that logic, we should take a comparatively slow method of transportation.
Just take a few
pull them
years.
into
That's
the
fine.
places.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The last time we didn't do something, oh, poor Professor Simpson suffered for it. Yeah.
And a comparatively recent time that we didn't do something quickly enough, it turned out to be Syl's turn.
he's freaking gullible.
Yeah. Well, easily. Okay, yeah, gullible is one way to put it.
He is all mediocre.
Uh-huh.
I have to wonder how many Brooklyn bridges he bought.
Yeah. Since, one should start wondering before buying the first one.
Okay.
Well, I think getting there sooner is better than later. Also, we don't really have a lot of knowledge. We do know where they're located underneath the river. We know how to sort of get there. But considering these, normally these people are they're as slippery as a greased pig, and they have a tendency to escape. We're slightly better at that, or should I say, we're not quite as lousy as we used to be.
I have one possibly useful thought. If John Doe or somebody he knows and trusts is in Russia and we can get hold of him ahead of time somehow and get some advice as to when and where to go in, that could be useful.
Getting advice on where to come in is more difficult than picking a location and letting John Doe know what location we're coming in.
Sure.
So
Sure,
if
but
that
having-
is your thought, then I would suggest instead you pick a likely location that he could contact you at and let Hawk know what that location is.
That's reasonable.
The thing is, if we're in Russia, we should be able to figure out a way of putting an ad in the paper or something dumb like that to get his attention.
I'd rather a more private channel of communication when we're dealing with, secret agents and.
That is contacting Hawk, that's fine while we're here.
Yeah,
Can't contact Hawk when we're in Russia.
I agree. What I said is pick a location,
location
from
ahead
the
of
U.S.
time,
Pick
yeah.
a location.
Right, I get
Let
it.
Hawk know where we will be, and John Doe will likely get the message and know how to contact us
Right.
when we get there.
Okay,
That's
Good
number
idea.
one.
there's a fault in that though, because when we go to Russia, where we're going to tell them where we're going to go in Russia.
We allow Hawk to know so Hawk can communicate with John Doe because he has methods
He
of
apparently
contacting.
has a secure channel of some sort.
So we're going to
It
tell
is
them
one way.
We're going to tell them we're going to go to St. Petersburg. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to go to. We're in St. Petersburg. It's kind of a big place. We're going to go and hang out around a church. A
There's
park.
the University of St. Petersburg, isn't it?
There's a university in St. Petersburg.
Yes.
An art museum.
No, I was thinking university because, well, Russian scientists are interesting to talk to.
We're not going there because they're interesting to talk to.
No, but that makes a decent cover story.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
indeed,
the trouble is, the Russian university's probably got more than one building. So,
oh
Yes.
sure,
Yes.
but
so what building?
three of us have enough academic background that going to whatever the university in St. Petersburg is for some reason looks plausible.
I was thinking of sneaking into the country.
Well,
There's nothing against sneaking in and then saying hello at the university. The university doesn't tend to check your passports and such, does it?
You forget who's in charge now.
I don't know who's in charge because I'm lousy at history.
The Bolsheviks.
They check everything.
Okay.
They don't let you take a crap unless they check your pass.
Okay.
So I guess we forged passes.
Well, I mean, mostly what they're concerned is if you were part of the previous government. That's if you're just an American citizen, they aren't nearly as hostile hey, this person was very high up in the government that we just took down.
Oh, the democratic government we took down, or the czarist government that they took?
Well, the czarist government is the worst, but yeah.
Being a close buddy of, what's his name, Kerensky's won't make you popular either.
I prefer sneaking.
I'm fine with sneaking in, but we do, if we want,
Looks like your phone got a text.
Okay.
if we
That's
want to
weird.
make contact with,
I thought I
JD,
turned off
we
notifications.
need to,
Except alarms.
we need to give, Hawk some information.
John Doe is very good at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yes.
If we just give him any indication of where we will be, he will find us. We do not have to be public about it if you
That's-
do not want to be, but we
Well,
just have to give
I mean, it
him...
depends on how non-public you are. If everybody is hushed by Jack, then I'm not finding you.
So we need to be not quite that stealthy once we're there and ready to make contact. I would suggest either the university library or arbitrarily pick a hotel near the university and have at least one of us check into the hotel.
It
Not
is
too sneaky.
contacting to know of a location in Russia.
That would be,
The walk.
yeah. Well, yeah.
You don't see any
And
towns.
Annie has that, so she's been in
Russia?
all the cities in Russia.
So yes, it is a contacting role.
Yes.
It is a contacting.
That won't do. Just a moment.
Better you than me.
Can you
My
get your
contact is
Mayordomo,
average.
Mayordomo to help you come up with something?
Yes, but that roll
Yeah,
won't
that
do.
role won't do anyway. I was just thinking of where you
So,
come up with
last time I was in St. Petersburg.
Actually, it might be Leningrad.
Last
now.
time I visited, yeah. St. Petersburg would be a different name now, yes. I just can't remember all of the names. That'd be a plus
That-
1, plus 2 with my major domo.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it would be in 1924, because was it Leningrad for a while?
It
Yes,
was.
yes.
it
Well,
was.
I don't think that they've changed it to
St.
Leningrad
Petersburg,
yet.
Petrograd.
Oh, he's dead though. Is he dead?
Hang on.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe.
St. Petersburg, Petrograd, Leningrad, St. Petersburg, wasn't it?
Yes. At the start of, in 1914, they changed it from St. Petersburg to Petrograd.
Did they
And
change it
then
to
it
Leningrad?
became Leningrad.
Hand me another
In
plate.
1924.
Oh,
See?
well,
26 January 1924.
So,
so it'll be confusing for everybody. it hasn't,
It hasn't changed yet.
It hasn't changed yet.
But it's
since
in the
But it's
works.
Petrograd right now.
Yes. At the moment, it is Petrograd.
so
And you said it was on the 26th?
26. Yes.
So
I'm
10
paying
days from
attention
now.
to you. That's all that's important.
I don't
Depending on
talk
how we
well
get there,
over
it might
others.
actually might be Leningrad
But
when we get
anyways,
there.
I'm thinking the reliable Bashar Chaudhry is the other aspect to use,
Because-
since I was talking to him about where would be a good place to
Okay.
visit. So with him, that brings it to +4. Right? Yep, +4 off of average superb. The latest hotspot, I would say something. If we just got the communique about
so-
this whole changeover.
All right, and you're going to Petrograd, not Moscow directly, because you.
That's what
it
they
would-
asked me to.
Okay.
No, I never made a decision on the city.
Well,
Somebody
you
said
know that the location of
The secret bases.
Rasputin's headquarters is in Moscow.
So we want to go to Moscow.
Okay, so Moscow or a city reasonably close to Moscow.
No, Moscow.
Moscow is the capital. It makes a lot of people pass through it. for
Yes, it's
various
very.
reasons.
I mean, it's yeah.
It's as cosmopolitan as Russia
A
gets.
superb location in Moscow.
So there's a large
Basil's
public park
Cathedral, Red Square.
where you can. There's a large public park, and there's a space in it that has a number of benches
Okay.
that can be seen from fairly far off.
Okay.
So like it's
Hotel
not a wooded area or something
Right.
like that. It's more like think of the park down by Lake Harriet, one of the fountain areas with the benches around it,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
So, I suggest that to the group.
Okay. Works for me. At least nobody could sneak up on us easily unless they had pretty decent stealth.
Unless they're May.
Yeah, I mean it's
You
a
could
generally
sneak up
cleared
on
area.
somebody
There's lower
hanging out
plants
there
and stuff
looking
like
for
that, but you can see for 100 yards in any direction. You can be seen. It's near a fountain, so your voices don't actually travel very far.
Okay.
Well, okay, it's January, so the fountain isn't running. But,
Right.
but if the fountain were running, if you waited a few months,
Which I don't think we want to,
No.
but it sounds like a good place anyway.
yes.
If
And I tell him that, by the way, I'm going to Russia. We'll need some appropriate clothing.
What, you don't have it in your closets? You've been there
Probably.
recently.
I mean, you're wearing warm clothing because you're in New York City in January. Just
True.
wear the same stuff in Mazda.
mostly,
It
yeah.
would stick out, would it?
Don't. Well, I suppose you want to blend in. Is what
A
you're saying.
little bit. Yeah.
Not just appropriate, but the
Blending
blending
in.
in sort of clothing. Okay.
The culturally appropriate.
Okay.
And if
Well, you'd probably be better at specifying that than
He would.
he
Okay.
would. It's like an academic's role, I would guess.
Okay.
And if no one has any objection, I will contact. I will try to get in touch with Hawk as soon as.
You're gonna talk to Hawk?
Yeah.
You're the guy who almost killed him?
That was water under the bridge. So
Great.
Okay. Yes, you have
Yeah, maybe him.
Specifications.
specifications.
Mhm.
Very easy. It's I mean, just be
Appropriate eyewear and all.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Day or two, I should be ready, right?
sure.
We gotta wait for the last of the equipment to come in,
Yes.
because that's important.
Well, of course it is.
So we have a phone number that Hawk can usually be reached at.
Yeah,
or
it's for the
number
warehouse,
warehouse. Okay.
Mhm.
So from the
Lives in
Century
Jersey.
Club, I will I will call the.
So this is the
Yeah.
afternoon of the 16th.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
You call the number. He answers. Hello, this is Hawk. Who is this?
This is LG. Could I come by and talk to you about something? I'm not sure I trust the security of the phone line all the way along.
What? In regards to what?
Just passing a message.
Sure. Make an empathy roll.
I'm guessing not.
It's fine.
Make an empathy roll.
No, you can choose
you
to
can
not make
choose
this
to
one.
take the-
Oh, I think I'd rather know how he feels with more confidence than Poor would give me.
Force is fine.
Poor would give you a lot of confidence, actually.
Yeah.
You'd be very confident that he likes you.
Brett,
Isn't
Yes.
it obvious?
what's Andy's next improvement to Cloud9?
Oh, that's good. That's a +1, which gets me up to good. I'm going to let that stand.
He is still not happy with you.
Yeah. This is not a surprise, and frankly, I don't blame him.
So why are you going again?
Or
He's
prefer-
just
so what are
passing
the
a
current
message.
levels of your
You ever hear the phrase
engineering
shoot the
workshop
messenger?
and
Oh, the message is not,
Oh.
you know, anything that Hawk is going to shoot.
And your
anyone
science
with.
lab.
All,
He's the messenger.
The
So,
if he held that much of a
Engineering
grudge, he would have done something
workshop
about
is
He
it.
doesn't- he
confirmed.
didn't
It will
sound
go
like he's going to
up
shoot
1,
you.
2,
Yeah.
is it
you show up or give him a
Yes.
message.
Right.
It's just
And
he's not happy with
fantastic.
you.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
the next
presume
one
I
is
don't
fantastic.
need a contacting role
Which
to
would
find
make
a
them
taxi
both
cab.
fantastic.
Do I need a resources role?
Yes, you do. Simon wouldn't.
Annie wouldn't.
Jack wouldn't. He would.
Rick might.
What do I do?
Need a resources role for catching a cab by the Century Club. That's mediocre, which I'm guessing might be good enough.
Actually, it isn't.
Let me look.
I think you need average. I don't pay you.
No,
I don't pay you.
average seems pretty high.
Let's see. Poor is what is needed for a cab ride across town.
Okay. So mediocre will certainly do it.
Yes,
like, clean me out.
absolutely.
Stand corrected.
So cab over to within a block or so of the warehouse.
Okay.
Probably by now I know the whereabouts of a drugstore or a small cafe or something. Or is it all industrial? There's just
It's a lot of warehouse
I
kinds
just have,
of things.
I
There's
just have
some.
the cab drop
it's-
me off on a
There
corner
are
within
there
a
are
block or
there
so.
are docks within
Sure.
like 100 yards of the warehouse.
Is it,
But being dropped off right at the docks would actually make me more noticeable than just on a corner within a block or
is
so.
it
of the
zoned
warehouse.
as the abandoned warehouse district?
Warehouses are for the most part not abandoned. You don't put. I mean, like I said, it's right by the docks,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff is going in and out.
Yep.
It is on the other side of the river. I think it's in the Bronx.
Okay.
But it so not on the
Anyway,
Manhattan side, but
I'm just getting out someplace not
not
right
right
next
there.
to the building,
Okay.
within a block or so.
That's fine.
Okay.
Doesn't. Yeah, I mean you're not trying to use stealth or anything,
No.
but you don't want to get out right there.
Right
So,
there, just in case.
okay, so you get out,
And I
you
go
walk on
knock
over to the
whichever
warehouse.
door
You've
is,
been there before.
you know,
Knocking on the door, I assume.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. So, Hawk,
mhm,
you actually hear some sounds.
mhm.
If you want to make an engineering roll, you can do that, or you can just say, "I heard some sounds." Either way,
Only engineering would let me know what they are.
Yeah.
Considering my engineering is mediocre.
you might as well not roll.
pass.
Anyway, so it does take a few seconds,
Mhm.
and then he opens the door.
And
Yes.
could I come in for a few moments? This is something we don't want leaking.
Okay. I
I
don't
mean, yeah,
see
I don't-
anybody
I
out
don't
here
either,
looking at
but
us, but
I don't
okay.
either. I'm just being cautious.
Fine. Come on in.
So, what?
And he closes the door behind you. Locks it.
We just need a message to reach John Doe that later this month, as early as we can manage it, but I don't know to the day, we will be in Moscow and we need him or some trusted contact of his to meet us in thus and such a park. I have a name and a good description of the location.
If you don't have a date, that's not very useful.
So it's this month, but later this month. So no later than the 31st of this month.
That I'm
Okay.
confident we can do.
I'm gonna go away.
Mm-hmm.
He goes away. You stay right there.
Sure.
Goes away.
Now
Goes
you
into
can
an
make
office.
another empathy as much as he trusts you.
Nah.
Brings out a pen and a piece of paper, and he says, "Write down the message."
Okay.
So I want you to write down the get a We have pieces of
This will
paper
Right
here.
there.
take me a while. I'm probably the slowest writer at this table.
That's fine. But I want to know exactly what message you're sending.
Okay, I don't know the name of the park.
That's
You know,
fine.
Just
The
call it
park.
park.
Okay,
The park.
okay.
You can just say that. The park. I'm sure Edgy knows the name of the park. And he told everybody,
Yep.
it's this park. That's the best place. It's got good sight lines, so you can see people who might be trying to listen to you or sneak up on you.
Paris. Paris. Come here, Paris.
You can be seen from far
Oh,
off.
she's in front of me.
Yeah, I know.
She's looking towards you.
Paris, come here.
She's
Means you could be spotted
Yep.
easily by
Moving a
people
little bit
who are
now.
looking for you.
Which, you know, is kind of multi-edge, but
Well-
if we want someone
we
to
want
find
him
us,
to
we
find
have
us.
to.
So
Yes,
our
that's
next
the point. He
outlook.
wanted to be found.
so no. Jack is not gonna hush everyone.
Right.
You could hush everybody but one member of the party if you
That
wanted to.
might
But that,
actually be a good idea.
but obviously, yes, you can't hush everyone. Then no one would ever
Well, it's
find
easy
you.
just to have them be more than one zone away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't hush them. So whoever is gonna be visible is be the target. So I volunteer Edgy.
Well, that's not very nice.
The
it might
We-
be
we're
better if
making the-
it's one or the other of us.
we make the assumption that John Doe has excellent spy skills. In which case, he's probably going to be the guy who took an apartment not far away. He's elderly and he goes there every day to feed the pigeons.
Or something like that. He will have a. He will
Or he's
have
one
an
of the
impeccable
he's
cover
or he's
story.
one of those 6 guys over there that are there every day playing chess.
Or
The
he's-
question is, which one of the 6 is he today?
Or it could be
That
one.
one and that one.
or he's the babushka who's cleaning the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Or it could be the kid in the skateboard. Oh, there.
We'll
Yeah,
get out.
an anachronism.
Yeah. No skateboards. No skateboarding in the park because they haven't been invented yet.
Yep.
Trivial details.
I'm getting good in 1955. Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're using that as a source, they had hoverboards in. Or at least one.
Yes.
Maybe he's one of the guys playing chess and the babushka at the same time.
That would be
Then
fun.
that would be a neat trick.
Then John Doe's gonna do it.
I would not put it past John Doe to be any single person in that park. I don't think he's going to try to be more than one person
at the same time.
at the same time in the park. Hello.
To figure out how. On the off chance he needs to send somebody else, we need it to be someone who can identify
He
themselves.
is the professional.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how to phrase it. So a contact who can.
No. You just tell him where we'll be
Yeah.
and when.
line from a popular movie.
Hey, aw.
You don't have the talkie.
The talkies are just a flash in the pan.
It's just
They haven't.
No, I was thinking
I mean,
the
they have
movie
had-
that got sent.
They have had movies with audio, but not synchronized speech or singing.
Well, in the day, it was just they used to play music.
Mm-hmm.
With a,
But there have been experimental movies that actually have had recorded,
Recorded
sound that
sound.
go with the movie.
Yep, so you don't have to use your own talents.
But yes, they don't have talkies yet. They don't have, because synchronizing with a speech was a very hard task.
yeah, just ask voice actors do anime.
They can sometimes take advantage of how difficult it is by just not trying.
They don't really do that anymore. They used to though.
No, Lord, I remember the early ones where they would actually insert the actor's lips into the character
That's
face.
horrible. Just terrible.